think running a day spa is all massages and relaxation?
There is nothing relaxing about owning a day spa.
But we're here to help. Serious spa owners know that being in the spa business isn't for the weak.
It takes hard work, planning, and just a bit of luck.
We should know because we've owned a successful day spa for over 20 years. Now we're opening up our playbooks and giving you the business insights to run your day spa rather than letting it run you. This is a Spapreneur podcast with Lynn Graves and Ramona Rice. Sassy.
Yeah.
Do you know what day it is?
Let's see, is it Thursday, Friday? It's not the weekend that much, I know.
Every day should be the weekend when you own your own business because you should love your business all the time where you have no Mondays.
Well, some days.
No, it's episode 50 of the podcast.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
We're getting so old.
We're a half century now.
Ooh. And the fact that people have been listening to us for 50 episodes, that's even scarier.
Over 20,000 downloads. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
But I am Ramona Rice.
And I'm Lynn Graves, also known as Sussy.
And we're the Spapreneurs.
Hi, guys.
And welcome to episode
050.
050. That's right. And it's a special episode because it's all questions that our listeners and loyal fans from our
I
Facebook
swear to
group.
God, we have answered these questions before.
No. So the first question comes from our lovely Erica Olson, who's a community member. We love her. She created the Fuckets.
She's crazy.
She is crazy, but she wants to know how you came up with the name, how we came up with the name Ceci.
I swear to you, we talked about this in one of the earlier episodes. It all started with my grandmother, my paternal grandmother. For some reason, the kids called their parents, my father and all my aunts and uncles, by their given name. And hers was Lilla, which is an old name. But of course, being a little girl, I couldn't say that. So I called her Lala. So my grandmother was never my grandmother. She was always Lala and Paul. That's what I called them. So when Ramona announced to me that she was going to have a baby, and I said, I am way too young to be a grandma. This grandma thing, no, I am not a grandma.
And my grandmother was still alive, and we called her Grandma Tigger.
Yeah, she
Well, I
was
called her
Grandma
Gram.
Tigger.
I called her Gram, but
Grandma
yeah.
Tigger. And I was okay with being a grandmother. You know, what
No,
choice
she
do you
wasn't.
have?
That's bullshit. Oh my God, no. When she found out, she was so grumpy about it.
Well, it sort of came out of the blue. It came too fast. I
How do
wasn't
you
quite
think I
ready.
felt?
Hello. You were there when the little one was conceived. So let's not go down. Did I not teach you about the birds and the bees?
Dude, that child got through a condom, spermicide,
Okay.
and birth control.
All right, well,
that
okay.
little man is meant to be here on this planet.
Yes, and he is very special to me. But as Ramona's belly was getting bigger, one of my clients kept calling up and saying, hey, how's sexy grandma doing? And the more I heard sexy grandma, the more I thought, now, how would a baby say the word sexy? And they'd say,
No,
sassy.
that is not what happened.
That is true.
You wanted the baby to call you sexy originally. You wanted the baby to call you sexy, and I refused. James and I both, my late husband, refused because we're like, in the second grade, here's a picture of my mommy, here's a picture of my daddy, here's a picture of my sexy grandma. No.
And what is wrong with that?
Okay, it's very inappropriate for a child
I
to
do
even
not
know
think
that
so.
word.
And then Mona kept going around going, what are you going to tell them when they get old enough to ask what sassy is? The truth, I'm a sexy grandma.
I've shortened it to crazy grandma, which is also appropriate.
That's where the word sassy came from. Well, of course, then my husband had to get in on the act, and he wanted to be dude pa. So we shortened it to Dupa and Sassy.
Yes.
And it's very original. Nobody else has it. And, they go to school and they go, this is my Sassy.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like they said in episode 49, no one else has a sissy but us. It's true.
And it works because then they can identify me out of a crowd. My best friend, whose also name is Lynn, she's Mimi.
Yeah.
And
then it allowed James's mom to be grandma, which she really likes.
yes.
Yeah.
So, it works for us. So that's where Sussy. And I would encourage all women to figure out what their grandma name is. You don't have to be called grandma. If you want to, that's great. But if you don't want to be called just typical grandma, come up with a name,
I don't want to think about it because as the little one is starting to grow things and things are happening.
I know nothing. La, la, la,
Both
la,
of them.
la,
I'm
la,
like,
la, la,
no.
la, la, la.
No.
I know nothing.
As
Nothing
my
at all.
current, as my future husband in a couple of months says, he's going to go on all the dates. I'm like, yes, because he's so.
Oh, God.
All right, so there's that question. All right, we've got a couple. So Carolyn, who's one of our newest 6-pillar members, she wants to know more details about how the two of us get along as business owners. How do we run a business and then leave that shit at work and be a family? Oh, Carolyn. There's a long, drawn-out story with this one.
We don't always get along. Ramona is very... The word strong-willed is not strong enough for her. And I'm strong-willed on my own, but I don't like controversy. I don't like conflict. So I will typically back down, but there are days when she pushes me too far and I will go after her and tell her to back off. But as we get older, it doesn't happen so much. You know, I'm going to answer this question with another question that someone has posed in there of how did Ramona come and the kids come to live with us? Because they were living with us before James died. So I'll let you answer that.
So James and I worked for a corporation, a big real estate company here, and my office was 45 minutes away from our house, and he was also working kind of in that area. And we wanted to be able to buy a bigger house and a good school district for our kids, but we were upside down in our house, and the mortgage person said we needed to rent it out for a year. So mom graciously offered to let us move in here because there was enough room. Yeah, because they have a downstairs master and an upstairs master and then 2 rooms for the kids. So it worked out nicely.
And we have the pool.
Yeah.
That's always the draw, the pool.
Well, the kids, especially. So it worked out, and I mean, everybody was like, oh my God, you guys aren't going to get along. And we have. Yeah,
we set our boundaries. We treated with each other with respect. I knew going into this that Ramona is not a neat person. She's not neat. She's never going to be neat. It's not going to happen. So I had to factor that into my mental state of I'm just going to have to let go of some things. It just so happened that not quite a year later, James died.
Less than a year, yeah.
Yeah.
It was only like 6 months.
Pretty much here in the house.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you go through something like that, it puts a perspective on what really is important in your life. It's different when you see an older person, I'd say from about 50, 55 up, die. They've lived some life. But when they're 37 and they pass away, it really strikes you that life is precious, that it's not guaranteed, and that you need to take each and every day. So through that, we really learn to respect each other and to determine what was important. Now, through all that, Ramona has built up Spapreneurs, and she's left me alone with de-stress because her focus is no longer on de-stress, is building Spapreneurs. I still go to her for advice. I need her advice. I need to know what we should do to keep de-stress growing. I respect that about her. And as a mother, let me say that's very difficult for us mothers to let go of our daughters or our children. It doesn't matter what age they are always our babies. But at some point, you have to open your eyes and say, this is a person. This is someone that knows how to make decisions, right or wrong. And I must step aside. I must. And if you can get to that point, life becomes much better. And I didn't have a good relationship with my mother. I loved her. I loved her tremendously, and I was fascinated by her. But she could never let go of that control. And I wanted a better relationship for Ramona and I, and for my youngest daughter and I. And I think it's worked. So, but I will say this last month, we are at the end of it. It is time that she is full-time in her own house. I am done. I'm losing my mind. I keep stealing the tiny humans back over here, but Ramona needs to be in her own house right at this point.
And I pretty much am. Yeah. You know, I've got some stuff still here that I've got to get over there, and yes, but I'm very excited that the other thing that we did when we first started working together, it was back in 2008. Actually, no, it was earlier than that because, again, I was a massage therapist, and that we had some fights then. It wasn't as bad, though. But 2008, I had just had Addison, and
let's just say hormones were all over the place.
All over the place. Ceci was kind of perimenopausal, and, I came in from a very corporate background, running it, and Ceci's more organic than I am when it comes to business. It's weird. Like in the household, she likes systems and processes, but business, she was like, la, 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 we'll just do whatever. And it's like the exact opposite in business for us. So I'm very much like, no, God damn it, we had to do this, and this.
Yes.
So it was a lot of struggles. I think part of it was when she had to leave to take care of grandpa and then grandma.
Yes.
So you had to leave me alone. And then once I was done with college, you kicked me out.
Well, once again, death put a new perspective because I watched my mother slowly die, and it was horrendous from complications of cancer. And I'm going to throw this out there. Just because somebody might need to hear this. Radiation is not always the answer because she didn't die from lung cancer. She died from the radiation that created a hole in her esophagus. Mm-hmm. And she literally was drowning to death in her own saliva. I had to watch that. So when you watch that kind of stuff, things become more in perspective of what really is important in life.
Yeah.
And I have a different view in life now. So, and I've learned to let go of a lot of control.
I think too.
Control is not important to me anymore.
I think too, when James died, it was, you're a fixer. So you've always been like that as a kid. Like you've always been a fixer. There was nothing.
Still am. I'm still a fixer.
There was nothing after James died. There was nothing she could buy. There was nothing she could do. Nothing she could say to make it better.
Not one damn thing. I could merely be there. And once again, to experience that has given me great empathy and understanding for any clients that come in. I am now able to boldly go to them, hug them, and say, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone. I'm sorry you went through this, and I'm here. You're not alone.
Right. It was the worst thing our family's been through, but it was also a great blessing. There's a lot of gifts when tragedy happens.
You got to look at the silver linings.
Yeah.
And Ramona has softened. I've let go of control. Rachel, our youngest, has grown up quite a bit. She's finding her path. So life is coming together. So, take from that what you can, whoever asked that question. And recognize, is it me, you, or what? I knew that the problems when Mona and I were fighting earlier on in our business relationship was the fact that she was pissing me off because this was my business, but at the same time, she was my child, and I needed to let her have this avenue, but she was taking away from me at the same time. So it was a real struggle.
And I am an attention hog, and I wanted to be the star. And I had to accept the fact that at De-Stress, I will never be the star.
No, I am.
Yeah, and you need to be.
Yeah.
And that's why it works.
It's my place.
Yeah, and I had to accept that. And
it's
maturity.
like, even though y'all all say good things about me at Spapreneur, I'm not the star here, folks. I would not be doing this without Ramona. So, so we all have our avenues.
And there's always a Lake House Hussy escapes too when it gets to be too much.
Yes.
And
so if you're looking at this with how you're dealing with your mother and all, this is my advice to you, or a parent, is you have to put your big girl panties on or big boy panties on, sit down and say, okay, at work, we are not mother-daughter. We must have respect. You must see me as an adult. You cannot see me as a child. And you also, back to her, must respond to her as an adult, not as the child within. So those are hard things to do. You don't realize we all do this.
Yeah.
I always said when I'd go back to Pensacola, Florida, the child in me went home. And that means all my issues in childhood went home with me too. And so you need to recognize those things.
The other thing is when I'm at De-Stress or when I'm referring to mom at De-Stress, I say Lynn. Lynn wants this, Lynn wants this.
They all know it's I'm her mother.
Yeah, we don't
you
hide
can
that.
look at us and tell we're mother-daughter. But there is
it helps
a standard there.
It just helps that boundary of there when we're talking about business. Okay, Lynn and I were talking about this. It's just easier than saying mom and I.
And then there's the little man who goes in there and tells everybody that he's the owner and that he is their boss.
So I told Lyric that next time he does that, all the front desk staff know this now, that if he ever does that again, they are to go, okay, boss, and make him scrub all the toilets.
And he will.
And he will. And he goes, okay, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. So yeah. Is it always easy? No. Even with Spapreneur, whereas Lynn, I consider her an equal partner. And yes, I'm running the show.
But honestly, she has to hunt me down to do these podcasts because I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
But not only that, but like, for example, I was debating because we have the paid community now, whether or not to keep the Facebook group or not.
Right.
And I smartly went to Lynn and say, what do you think? And we're going to keep it open because, there are those of you who just are not ready or do not have the financial means.
And that was a mommy moment.
Yeah.
Now, there are times when I switch to mommy because I know her so well. And I look not at the words that are said. And this is true for most people that talk to me. I don't look at the words you're saying. I ask myself, why are you saying this? What's behind the words? And for Ramona, it was a certain attitude, and I felt like I just needed to give her my side. she can make her own decisions about it, but she asked my advice, so I gave it. I try not to give advice unless it's asked for. Sometimes it's too irresistible, like clean your damn kitchen. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the next question?
Okay. So, this is also Carolyn. She asked a bunch. These are fun ones, and then we'll get into some business stuff. What's our favorite skincare line? What are you using on your face right now, Ceci?
God, what is the name of it? I get it at the plastic surgery center.
It was like skin something. It looks very clinical.
It is in a dark blue bottle. You know what? We're going to have to post that on
the show notes. Yeah.
The show notes, because I was using Retin-A, but Retin-A just eats my skin alive.
Not only that, but it makes it so photosensitive.
It's just crazy. So this is a line that is a little bit more mild. You still have to get it from a doctor-run place. And I find it does my skin really well, but I'm anal about it. And I do not leave the house anymore unless I have slapped on a good amount of sunscreen. It's making a difference on the face. I don't make any bones about it. I get plastic surgery done as needed.
I mean, I'm getting facials every other week to get ready for the wedding. And I've always been, even as a child, I would drive Ceci nuts because I refused. Yeah. I made her, but that's why I look so young.
Yeah, she's got beautiful skin. She is not a sun baby.
Nope.
So I will have to look it up. But what Kay uses, and
Eminence.
Is Eminence.
We also have
love
PCA. That. Skin is really good.
Yeah, but
it's more clinical. There's also a line that I've been using at from Whole Foods, believe it or not. This little expensive Andalous Naturals. Okay. They have this toner, 1,000 Roses toner. It sprays on. It is the most incredible smelling stuff. It feels really good.
I don't understand toner. I never use toner.
You know why I like it? Like. No, because Mom and I also use we use Jane Iredale face makeup. I love that stuff, even though the
company's starting to piss me off, but I still got to order my powder.
Yeah, the powder's fantastic. It's really good for you. It like lots of minerals and has.
And we don't carry them anymore because of the company, the way they run their company. But I still like the product.
It's just a damn good product. It covers up a multitude of scents. But that stuff, because it covers it up, it can layer on. Like, especially if I'm doing video, I have to put more makeup on.
Right.
So my routine is I love also the Yes to Carrots eye makeup removers, because I love, and Ceci loves this too, the Revlon Color Stay lipstick. You have to chisel.
Oh, yeah, you have to chisel that shit off.
And it's only like $10 a tube. Sometimes,
oh my God,
you get a drugstore, great colors.
You slap it on, that shit's not
never
coming
off.
You have to use some kind of eye makeup remover that's made for waterproof makeup.
Yeah, and it is the most amazing stuff. So I use that. I also really love again, the Andalous Naturals. I'm also using.
Who is it that's down in either North or South Carolina that's doing the organic skincare line? They're doing a whole organic kind of thing.
Oh, that's my new client. We haven't decided on a skincare line yet.
Okay, yeah. It'd be interesting to see what she comes up with.
But honestly, the best one out there, it's expensive, but Eminence. Every time I use their products.
Well, and let me tell you guys how we go about getting it, because we are, relative to destination spas, very small. So we can't go directly and get it. We don't have that kind of buying power. So Kay has a friend that orders it because she has that buying power, and we buy it from her. Technically, according to the company policy, is that wrong? Yeah, but they won't let us do it any other way, and we believe in the product. It's a wonderful product.
Yeah.
So Eminence is wonderful.
It's really good. PCA,
I would encourage, if you're looking for a line, look for some of your skincare what's the word I'm looking for?
The magazines.
That too, but no, conventions.
Yes.
Where you go and you can go through and try, and you can tell them, look, I'm a soulpreneur and I'm looking for something. Are you going to honor me? What's the buy-in?
The other thing you need to ask is, do not carry anything that they can pick up at Ulta.
Yeah.
Like Dermalogica as much.
You.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Dermalogica.
I'm going to go to Ulta.
Because it's cheaper and you get points, you get all this other stuff.
And I will say, overall, Dermalogica is a very good line. But let me say this also. Mary Kay is a wonderful line.
Guess what?
Wonderful. And so is Avon.
Or you know what else? Sepafield. There are drugstore brands that do work. So, the most important thing, especially for my skin therapist listening, yes, invest in your lines, have your back bar, your good products and all. But just know, if your clients aren't going to commit to that, at least give them the advice. Have a drugstore brand that's a little bit cheaper that you can recommend.
Some people can't. Some people are scrumming together just to do the little luxury of getting their face done. So help them out. Right. Yes, we want them to do the right products, but But
there are really good drugstore products.
They're the Irish Spring soap people.
Ooh,
they're
that's
just,
not good.
But I'm just saying that they're out there. So just try to help them. Yeah. Meet them where they are.
Notice notice, though, we never said we slap any like natural shit. I like it in a bottle that has a label. Okay, you people with like, I'm going to just take plain witch hazel and essential oils. Okay, let's be clear. I took 6 months of intensive aromatherapy training. So I could technically blend up some shit. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, and there are some good ones out there. It's
Yeah.
just, I'm not going to do it. You have to keep it fresh. You have to keep it stocked. It's just not for me.
Dr. Bronner's, though, is my family's soap. We use Castile soap.
That's just gross.
It's not. It's because
I'm a Dove girl.
I have super
will always be
sensitive
a Dove girl. I love Dove. My grandmother used Dove. I use Dove. My husband used Dove.
I have super sensitive skin. So
I'm Dove.
I just can't.
And Dove could handle your skin. So there.
Okay. All right. Ceci, what's your favorite wine?
You know, I'm going to say Rosemont is because Rosemont Vineyards in Virginia, and they're award-winning wine because I belong to their winery, and they make incredible wines. But I like all kinds of wines. I don't like them sweet.
No, you definitely like a dry wine.
Yeah, I like the wine to be a little bit drier.
Because you don't really have a sweet tooth. You're more like salty, like when you're craving, unless like, you know what I mean?
Me and Anderson ate an entire bag of sour cream potato chips the other day. We were craving it. I went and got him and said, dude, we got to go get some junk food.
Well, here's the thing. That's what Ceci's house is for. Because, all right, here's the deal.
And then yesterday,
Yeah.
before we ate supper, I thought about Joan Rivers on this because she said this years ago. We had Little Debbie Swiss rolls before dinner.
Because that's what grandmas are supposed. That's what grandma's not supposed to be like. So, I got some numbers from the doctor a couple months ago, and I've always dealt with obesity and being overweight. It's just something I struggle with.
It runs in our family.
Yeah, and it's just
not my side, not my dad's side, which I take after.
Right, the mother's side. So, and I totally take after that. I can look at pasta and it literally lands on my hips. It's just I'm just designed that way. So I've just made a decision that I have cut out processed sugar and
so the kids come over here and I give them a little dose, not a lot, but
that's okay because and again our balance. Yeah. So and again, like like the other day, I took the kids out for pizza. I had pizza, so it was so I'm really trying to do it. But for the most part, I eat what we consider like a paleo diet where it's meat and a lot of vegetables.
So but as far as wines go, champagnes, I don't like my champagnes sweet. I like them a little bit. In the champagne world, it's not dry because dry is sweeter. So I like more of a brut. So it just depends on my
favorite
mood.
place to buy wine is Costco.
I gotta admit, Costco has some killer ass wine.
That's the thing. No,
and
seriously.
good prices.
I watched a special on Costco once on MSNBC. It was fascinating. The girl who actually, that's her job, is to pick out the Costco wine. Can you imagine having that job? Her job is to fly over the world and taste wine.
But then it'd take the fun out of it for me.
No, I think she was having a good time.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. But I love my Rosemont wines, and you can't get them other than at the vineyard itself. It's a small boutique vineyard.
Yeah, let's talk about this. So they started out with what?
We started out just going and visiting, and then they had this wine club. And with the wine club, you could get like 10% off or something like that. And then there was this barrel club, but it was kind of expensive. You commit for 4 years. And at the end, you get a barrel, but it's up there in price. But see, DuPont, being the number cruncher, crunched the numbers and saw that we were drinking enough wine that we would make out like bandits going to the barrel club. Well, now the barrel club is closed. Nobody can get in. There's a waiting list. So we're like one of the 50 elite couples that do this. No, that was not good enough. Then they said, hey, we're going to do this event where you can plant your own vines. Yes, sign us up. So now we have a whole row of our own
grapes
vines. So I think we crossed a line.
No, you don't own the vineyard yet.
And then we're going on the cruise in November to France with the winery. Yeah, this is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for them.
I'm a wino. Yeah, I don't deny it.
Here's the thing, though. Like, people are like, oh, yeah, we get this question a lot, too. Oh, my God, you guys must have a lot of money.
No.
That's a real key. Even though we sell X amount of dollars in services every year, I mean, we really do sell that many. We are multiple six-figure business.
We are a upper middle class family.
Right.
But what we do correctly, not me and Mona, DuPont, is we don't spend beyond our means.
And we don't waste. He never wastes on things that we don't need, or
we don't have country club access.
Yeah.
We don't have a big boat. When we bought our pontoon boat for the lake house, it was a used little pontoon boat for $9,000. We fell into the lake house. It literally was basically given to us. Do we make the mortgage payment? Yes. So we sound like we have a lot of money. We don't. But what DuPont has taught us is don't live beyond your means. Even if you get a raise, live
save
at your
that
current
money.
lifestyle.
Just put that
because
money away.
when the market tanked, we were fine.
Yeah.
We were absolutely fine.
And we were able to, in our business, expand that year.
Yes.
When in 2011.
And I didn't have to, I wasn't sweating going, oh my God, what are we going to do?
we
And how are
had
gonna
to
do?
because we were losing money, not
It's
expanding.
why I married this man. I knew, I mean, not only did I love him to pieces, but I respected him more.
Right.
I knew he could lose his job today and still put food on my table tomorrow. And that was very important to me. Ladies, do you hear me? Don't be marrying because he looks cute.
Because Dupa was
He
a
must
fixer
give you
upper.
good sex. Yes, that's important.
Yeah.
And something got really loud in our
I know.
living
All
room.
of a sudden, I thought Evan was in the room.
I
It
did
sounded like
too.
Evan, but it wasn't.
Sorry about that, guys. I said the word sex, and I think little man didn't like it. Anyway, so you don't marry for looks; you marry for all the right other
Because
conditions.
you can fix looks. Okay.
I did. He had the comb over going on.
No. Finally, Evan, have you seen his new haircut?
Yes, I did.
Yes,
It's
because
cute.
we took him to Nicole over.
He's shaggy.
He is.
He's very shaggy.
He needed some.
He's got this
shaping.
wavy, thick hair.
Well,
he's shaggy.
So I finally convinced him, like, this is their
and
person.
he wears wrinkled clothes.
We're
and
fixing that.
Lord help
I'm-
us, that boy.
We're fixing that.
But he's adorable.
He is super kind, and that was important
He
to me.
is.
And he's great for those babies of mine.
And he has uber personality.
Yeah.
He's engaging.
Yeah, and he's fun. Like he's
Yes.
just like
Sometimes fun at the wrong moments.
that is true. But but here's the thing about life partners, and this just goes for friends, whatever. You want to look forward to seeing them.
Yes, and it's important for you in your relationships to ask, are they going to fit into your business mode?
Oh, that is so true. Like Evan understands if I'm in business mode, if I'm in launch mode, Spapreneur, like he's super supportive. He gets it when he has to pick up the kids and Rick, the same thing. Actually, Rick's happiest place is when he gets to use Excel on his, the computer. Sometimes we have to go, Dupa, hi, there's the real world. Hi. Remember us? Hello. Get out of the matrix. Get out of the oasis.
All right. What are some other questions?
Okay. How did Ramona progress in the business from massage to more front desk? So that is an interesting question. I became a massage therapist by accident because I was going through like a life crisis like every other transition.
Yeah, she was drifting.
I was drifting.
Like a lot of kids between 8, somehow we think y'all are adults between 18 and 25. Oh, y'all are old enough now, you're out of high school. I am sorry to tell you, you're still a snot ass kid.
Yes. So she gave the suggestion. She was like, just go to massage school. Just go to massage school. It gives you something to do. So I went to massage school and it was okay.
And she fought it the whole way.
And it was okay.
Not with me, but just argued with the teachers and wanted it her own way.
Well, 'cause
and why
again,
can't you improve this?
Well, especially because it was frustrating because, again, I worked at De-Stress at the time at the front desk and I'm looking going, what the hell's wrong with this place? There's so many things wrong.
Well, and we were not really running it as a business. It was more like a co-op. So, I was very casual
So
about
I
it.
did massage for a while, but then I also at the same time worked for Bath & Body Works. And at the time, I was advancing Bath & Body Works very quickly. And I had to make a choice. And I made the choice. And it was the right choice to leave massage and go into Bath & Body Works full time.
Yes.
Because
One day you're going to have to tell them the story of Bath & Body
Oh,
Works.
I'll tell them the story now. I'll tell them the story. I'll tell the whole Bath & Body Works story. So I got promoted from like a part-time sales associate to a part-time manager, and then very quickly I moved up the ranks to an assistant manager.
But once again, Mona doesn't do anything quietly. I think to date she's the only person to ever get fired from Bath & Body Works and get rehired.
Yep, that happened. And then, so I moved up the ranks, and then what happened is that I just had been given my own store very young, at the age of 25. And
your
I got
mentor, Angela.
Angela gave me my store.
Yes.
And then,
And we love Angela.
and then
She was
Angela
wonderful.
left. So
yes.
So,
And then she got
but-
the bitch.
No. I got pregnant with Anderson.
Yes.
And I had him, thank God, in late October because that's usually when retail ramps up for the holidays. So I was so in that holiday mode of, so the day after Thanksgiving, instead of being at a store watching women fight over lotion, which was my normal thing,
Yes.
I was home holding a baby going, I don't want to go back.
So now she's got a new attitude.
Yeah.
Not necessarily good for Bath & Body
No,
Works.
because I had the awful person, Shelly Morelli. I'll say her name. She was awful.
She was terrible leader.
Terrible. And so she put me in a store. She didn't know me. She tried to manage me too much. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. So what I did was she told me to put some items 90% off. So I did the entire store 90% off. And then, yes, I did. I made a plan that day. Yes, I did. I did exactly what people said. We opened up the back doors. I was like, take what you want, because she had pissed me off.
So she told Ramona she needed psychological
And
counseling.
she was worried about my child. So I responded with, well, I'm worried about your ethical integrity. So I guess we're even. Do you want to pick up the keys? Because you have to come pick them up. I'm not giving them.
Oh, God. So this was the end of her Bath
and Body Works. So we burned that bridge. So don't do that. Don't burn bridges. So that bridge.
But the people that were important to you in the management, Angela and all them, you're still very close
good friends with. Yeah.
Yes.
So they're fine. Shelley Morelli got sucked up to another company. Bye, bitch. Bye, Felicia.
Okay.
So
that
anyway,
was a little side note.
So then I decided to try to be a real estate agent, but that was in 2008.
Oh, no, right when the market boomed.
Crashed.
Crashed.
So that was awful. And I was, again, drifting again. I was pregnant again, and my very good friend, Ann Heaslip, we were sitting down one day, and she's like, and I kept whining. She goes, well, just go back to school. Well, I figured out the school I always wanted to go to was UVA. I figured out a way to do it. I did it but I needed a job, and Mom's receptionist at the time was leaving. And at that point, you were starting to run more like a business at that point.
I was pretending.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I came in, and that's when the real fights happened. For a good year and a half, every day one of us would quit.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking like drag out fights. I'm surprised clients did not deal with it. I'm surprised clients stepped with us.
Hell, I'm surprised the therapist stayed
Yeah,
with
I
her.
know. Like Michelle and Henry, like anytime we were both in the room, they're like, oh, fuck, what's it? I mean, just the whole thing. And that's what happened. I worked the front desk, and originally I was just supposed to be a receptionist, but I brought that retail management thing in, and I kept going, well, why don't we do it systems? So we used to have, for example, each therapist had their own assigned room, and I was like, this is stupid. If we do this, we can maximize the rooms. It pissed the therapist off.
But it took Ramona a while to figure out the way to approach me is to give me an idea and let me chew on it for a while.
Or send it through DJ.
Yeah, one of my friends and clients. I'm not one to make quick decisions. I want to ponder it a little bit and look at it from all the different angles. So it makes it look like I'm making slow decisions. I'm not. I'm thinking it through to the conclusion of everything. So that's how Mona ended up. And then when I came back after Mom, I said, see ya.
And I was done with my school. So
Yes,
she was
it
like,
was
go
time
get a
to
real
go get a real
job.
job.
Tried working at a community college. That was a temp job, and it broke me out in scalings. Remember that? Shingles.
Scalings.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
was so like
And they
stressed.
wanted to keep her. She's like, I don't
they
think so. You
offered
don't
me-
have enough money.
Yeah, they offered me almost double what Rose and Womble had offered me, and I'm like, no. And I loved working at Rose and Womble. I really, really did. They
and that's
were
where she
wonderful
was
for me.
until the day Jimmy died.
Yeah, and they were great to me after
Yeah.
James died. They helped pay for the funeral.
Yes.
They helped. The agents were amazing. I mean, they flooded the funeral home, and they were so kind to me afterwards. But this is really important, the people you have representing you, because the reason I left Rose and Womble wasn't the commute or anything, because I would deal with that. I had a family to support me through that. The real reason I left at that moment was not only did I need the time with the kids to heal, I really did. And for a summer, basically, Lynn let me take off and not worry. She just basically said, just stay home with babies and do that. The real reason was there was an upper manager who never liked me, one of the few, and I was having a really rough day. It was a couple days before James's first birthday without him on the surf, and I was about to fly out.
Which was only like a
2 months.
month,
2 months. Not even like a month
February,
and a half
March,
after.
April. Yeah, like a month and a half.
Yeah. And I was at a meeting, and I was struggling. I was just struggling. I'm like, just get through this meeting. You're going to be fine. And I had done a really good job. And she just snapped. She goes, Ramona, we realize you're having a bad day, but can you just keep up with us? At that point, I just got up and left. And then she tried to get me fired. And when I came back from a business trip, I told Denise, who I love and I'm still friends with, she's an amazing woman, amazing mentor. She is a person that I really admire, because when it's a crisis, she looks like a duck floating in water. I used to call her Mama Duck, because she just glides in the water effortlessly, but underneath she's just paddling crazy. I really admire that. But I told Denise, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. But I gave them 6 weeks notice. Unlike Bath and Body Works, I did everything right there. I gave 6 weeks notice, and those 6 weeks I worked. I basically stalked there. I was their social media manager, and I stocked all their stuff so they would have plenty of things basically through the end of summer, so they didn't have to worry about this, so they could hire the right person. And I'm really happy with the way I ended. I didn't burn any bridges. I could go back there and be friends and happy with them. And because I'm still friendly with a lot of realtors, it's led to other things. So, that's my whole career kind of thing. And then Spapreneur was born,
Yes.
and there was originally Spapreneur, guys, was supposed to be a side hustle, because I still am the community manager for podcast websites. That's our platform. Mark Asquith, if you want to do a podcast, let me know, because I love podcast websites. Those guys are great, and they've been so kind to me and Mom. She likes them because they're British and cute.
They are cute.
Mark is kind of dreamy. He's a dork, but he's dreamy. Anyway, so but this was originally supposed to be a side hustle, like a little side project, and because of you guys You've kind of turned it into this big giant thing where I'm telling podcast websites like, I can't do all the things anymore. The Spapreneurs need me. And I love it. So that's how I transitioned to that front desk. And for those of you, for Ceci, how you transition out of the room, we get this a lot. How do you get clients off the table? And we're probably going to do an entire episode on this.
I will say it just real quickly. We did talk about this in another podcast, and I'm going to mention it again, was I had to tell all my clients that I had to take 3 months off because I was hurting. I couldn't do it anymore. I had to take a break. They were, oh, I'm so sorry. And I said, I'm going to recommend some other people. And then I quietly went to a handful of people and said, look, this is what's really going on. I'm going to continue on, but I got to get some of these people off my table. And I still hear them whine and cry. There was a time when you would work on me, but no, you'll only work on Buddy. I love you. I can only do so much.
Yeah, it's that boundaries thing. So you'll know when it's time, and you just have to have enough chutzpah and enough confidence and confidence in your business.
You do, because the fear of losing the clients, if they're going to leave you over that, well, then they're going to leave you over that. However, a lot of clients like going back to the same place. That's the reason why I talked about little boy and him coming to us from Pizza Hut. And he's saying, oh, all my clients are following me. No, they're not.
No, because they're really comfortable at Pizza Hut.
That's right. They're going to go to a place and compromise what they think is the greatest for the next greatest thing. And so you have to know that within your business. Are you going to lose a few people? Sure. But there's others that will replace them.
Trust me, for everyone you lose, I guarantee you get two really good ones.
Yes.
And that's the way it's always worked. You just have to have the confidence and conviction to know when it's time, because you don't want to give them shitty service. If your body's breaking down, you're going to give them shitty service. Or if you don't want to be there. Like me trying to massage now would be awful.
Yeah.
Because it's not where my heart is. I would do more harm than good.
And 80% of massage is your intent.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So when is that time? And if you can't do it, you're setting yourself up for some major failure.
Okay. Jen writes, how do I go about getting my ass out on my own? I have big plans. Big is in capital letters. I don't want to start small. I want to go big or go home. What steps should I have in place to get going in the right direction? Jen, you want to start tiny.
I am a step-by-step person, because if you're going to go big, unless you have somebody that already has done it and can mentor you or partner with you, I've seen that happen and it's done well, but you got to have somebody that really knows their shit, because there are so many things that are going to go wrong, even when you start small. So, let's go back to that word roadmap. Mm-hmm. If you want to go big, you need to put that in your roadmap. Okay, I want to hire 5 therapists. First of all, how are you going to hire them? What kind of therapists are you going to hire?
Are they going to be independent contractors or employees?
Right. And how are you going to get the clients in? Enough clients in at one time to satisfy 5 therapists. So you have to get that roadmap and do more detailed work if you're going to start out big. Can it be done? Sure.
It's the harder road, though.
It is a much harder road, and you have a higher degree of failure.
But
I got to admire her saying, I want to go big.
Right.
Okay? That's awesome. You just got to get that roadmap. And if you're going to do that, that's where one of the very few times I'm going to say you really do need to mentor with Ramona 101, because we've been there, done that, know the mistakes, and you're going to hit them.
And again, it's taken us 22 years to get from one massage room to at the 4,000 square foot spa we have now. Okay. And a lot of ups and downs in between there. So
now, could I sell that off to somebody at this point, mentor them for a year and have it continue running? Yes, I could. That's a different scenario. So if you can find that kind of scenario, but why would I want to pay somebody else for that work? I just go to your roadmap. Your roadmap is your most important foundation of this.
I think the most important thing is that you still, even if you want to go big, you still have to prioritize what you absolutely need and what is a want.
Yeah, and you got to do a marketing plan of, will the market sustain for what I want?
Right. So I'll give you an example. My coaching client in South Carolina who's opening at the Eagle Spa, she's one of those going big. She wanted to go even bigger than she's going, but because she has a marketing advisor, a financial advisor, myself, and a few other people she's working with, she's built a team around her. So she's getting advice from all different angles, and she's listening. So, and she's being really smart about, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. And she has a timetable. She knows what she wants, but at the same time, she's being willing to listen. So that's the other thing you have to ask yourself is, when someone gives you good advice, even if it's unsolicited, are you willing to listen?
So here are my 2 words I'm going to tell you. Roadmap and market plan. Know your market. So those are the two most important things before you even think about going out there.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of them just want to know about our day spa in general. Like they want to know. So we call it a day spa. Let's talk about this. We are a pimped up massage studio.
Yes, we are.
We have more. We talk about massage more because we only have one esthetician. We only have one semi-private nail suite. That means we can do 2 pedicures and a manicure.
And I only have those in there because I had so many men that would come in and say, "What else you got? What else you got? What else you got?" It's like, okay, fine. I will give you, because I don't really make any money on the nail suite, but I keep it because it is an addition to.
And honestly, at this point, I think it costs too much money to take it out.
Yeah. The facial end of it, finding a good esthetician is
took a long
money in the bank,
time.
and it did. And she runs that area herself. I leave her alone.
Mm-hmm. And she's happy.
And she's an independent. All of them are independent contractors, but she runs it. But the majority of what we do are massages, all kinds of massages, from relaxation to neuromuscular to sports,
myofascial,
craniosacral,
prenatal.
So we have mostly massage therapists. When someone calls in, they've never been to see us, we'll say, "Well, what type of massage do you want?" "I don't know. I've never had one." "Okay. Does anything on you hurt? Does your neck bother you?" No, I've always heard massages are good for you." "Okay, great. Then we're going to put you with Ty because she is so soothing and wonderful. She gives that spa-like feel."
Right. Or if someone's calling and my neck is in pain, I've had massage before, when can you get me in? We'll look and say, okay, who do we know
that's
going to
do
the
really
best
good
network?
Who really enjoys that.
Or like, for example, like if they're like, again, if they're pregnant, we know immediately, get them into Michelle first. You know what I mean? As much as we can, and then we've got some overflow if we have to.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So that's what's nice about having the variety of massage therapists we have, and we encourage them to.
And I have
specialize.
Jedi who can fold you up like a pretzel. He's big and he loves to do that. He has this wonderful personality. And then I have Henry, who's the lover,
if
who
you
does
can't
the
even get into
myofascial
him.
stretching.
Yeah.
And then I have Tina, who, as a girl, I look at other girls, I go, "Oh, she's cute," but obviously the men think she's gorgeous because they're lined up and she handles them like, behave.
Rachel and young Rachel.
Oh my God.
She's tiny. She's very young. She's
very
knowledgeable.
athletic.
She's knowledgeable. She knows what she's doing. She's very mature. So we have a really
runs
good group.
the range of everything. But what we mostly do is good massages, and we keep it affordable.
And what we look for when we're hiring or asking to partner with a massage therapist, are they teachable?
Number one, are you teachable, and will you fit with my group? Can you handle the word fuck it?
Yeah.
Because if you can't handle the word fuck it, then you're in the wrong place.
And there are plenty of other great places. Like, we do get along with our I remember that one review when they're like, "Oh, they're always bashing on the spas."
No, we're not. No,
absolutely not. And even our local Pizza Hut, for the most part, does a good service, and they're good for us in some degree because it introduces people to a lot to massage.
I don't really have issue with them. I just don't want them taking the whole market.
No, and we're not going to let them.
Yeah, so that's where the difference lies. But
there's room for them. You know what I mean? Guess what? When hair cutteries first started, guys, I'm sure a lot of hairstylists couldn't stand them. Well, guess what? There's still plenty of independent places, but the hair cutteries, what they allow them to do, and massage envies, I'm going to say it nicely or hand in stone, as much as I don't agree with their business practices, they do allow brand new therapists to go in and make some money. Not a lot.
Yeah.
Some. And
they
build
give
a clientele.
the ones that are not, how do I say this, that are not what I would consider good material for us, because our clients expect more advanced work, but they're good for those who are just starting out and getting their chops and haven't quite decided if this is the right career for me or not. I need the ones in there that know I am here. This is a calling.
Yes, this is my passion, and I love it. But we also don't. There's nobody in our office that talks about, please drink the water to remove toxins. We don't have any of those lately. Do we have any of the green ones, crunchy granola ones that are overly granola?
So. No.
I think look, you need a little bit
All of us drink too much wine and eat too much crap.
Exactly. So, you know what I mean? So we also don't have a lot of that. There's not a rank of patchouli everywhere. You know what I mean?
No.
The extra granola. No. So it's just a balance. And again, it's taken us a long time to get to this culture. A lot of what you guys are asking about is the culture de-stress. The culture de-stress is that the way we are on this podcast is the way we are with our staff.
Yeah, I was laughing because we've got a new girl that started with us. Her name is Chrissy. And she was in the back room, and I walked in, and kitty cat was talking and she was flinging her arms out and it hit my left boob. I'm like, you are playing with my titties. She goes, no, I'm not. I said, yes, you are. So then she reached over and she grabbed my titty. And I looked at Chrissy and I thought, well, she can't handle this.
She can't handle us.
She's not going to be able to. And that was between us girls.
Yeah.
I've known Kat for 11 years.
In therapist theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we were in therapist theater.
Yes.
And it was hysterical to me.
But in the rooms, we're dead serious.
Yeah. We might be friendly with our clients, but there's definitely a line.
And we don't cross that line.
Yeah.
And if anybody we even think, we address it immediately. That's the one thing, guys. If you are the owner of the place and you've got a rogue person in there, get rid of them immediately.
It's not worth it.
It's just not. We went through a summer where I had just graduated school and we literally got rid of 4 of them. One was, it was really hard for both Mom and I because, you know.
She was special to me.
She was special, but at the same time, she was technically stealing from us.
She was. She was doing massages under the table, but I knew about it, but she was raising 2 daughters on her own with no help. So I just sort of turned a blind eye. Well, Mona wasn't turning a blind eye.
Yeah. So, and it was the right call. One, Mom had to get rid of because
I saw her the other day.
Oh, you told me, yeah.
We're going to have to tell the Barbie story.
We're going to have to tell the Barbie story. Another one, she just had a big mouth and moron. And then one was just annoying. So we got rid of them. And it was all, and then the day we did it, we lost power for the entire day. And we just sat around. So I'm just saying, if you ask what happens, but yeah, so what you're building is a culture, but you know, I always use the term from Dave Ramsey, hire slow and fire fast is so true.
Yes,
so,
it is very true.
Yeah.
If you've got somebody that's making you uncomfortable and you're not able to figure it out and you're not happy with them being there, it's like a festering wound. The longer they stay there, the harder it's going to be to get rid of them, and it's just going to make you cranky. So
yeah, we do have a question from last week's episode. They could not believe that story about
it's true.
Mario
I read that. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
I
was thinking about that this morning, and because I had read that comment this morning.
Yeah, that's from Chelsea.
And when I went into this business, one of the reasons I went into it was because everybody said such good things about each other. And that was my first real rude awakening that there were not nice people in this business. And it broke my heart. And I hope that, I'm sure there's some massage therapists that I've kicked out of the place that are going, Lynn's a bitch. But really, I have a tender heart towards the business. And yeah, well, it's a true story.
Again, the whole moral
I didn't even lay out all the details of it.
Here's the problem with it. He didn't do it to better the industry. He did it out of jealousy and not in good intentions. He was a tattletale.
Because he was an anal asshole.
Yeah, and there was no reason for it.
No.
So, yeah, and again, obviously, we're doing great. Their business is no longer.
That's right. I could say all kinds of things. I'll just be good and let it go. But yeah, no, any story told on Spapreneur, folks, they're true.
Yeah, we can't make this shit up.
Really happens. It's incredible.
We're not that creative.
The drunk ladies in the morning that we call the police and the police want a taser. The bigoted guy who shows up to try to convince me he's not bigoted. These stories, I can't make them up.
If we did.
The men who walk down the hall in just their shorts.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah. So, real quick, as we're wrapping up, this is a little bit longer episode, but this is fun. And we love getting your guys' questions. You can always ask questions. We will gladly answer them.
We'll try to squeeze them in.
Yeah, we definitely love to. But, Kiki, we gave her a shout out. She was very excited.
And she wanted to say hello to her mom. That was so cute.
Her mom's name is Darcy. So, hi, Darcy.
Hi, Darcy.
Darcy apparently is a hairstylist.
And she wants her mom to work with her. Listen to the beginning of this podcast of what I said.
And the
lines.
And the other thing is, too, let's be honest with you. Hair and spa, I'm sorry. You have to be very careful how you mix the two.
You know what? You have discovered a hair salon that I don't go to out of principle because they wouldn't honor a gift certificate that they technically said was expired.
I've met now the owner and I'm like, yeah, she's not my favorite.
However, she runs a very good salon. If you can run a salon like Christine does and nobody's gossiping, they're all getting along. They are the de-stress of the hair industry.
Every time I've been in there twice now because I had to get fixed hair. The hair has been drama. I've never obsessed my hair so much in my life. This is ridiculous. It's so because I'm not a hair person. Lynn will tell you I'm really not. But I have become a hair person. Damn it. So we went there. The fiance got his hair fixed, and they were so flexible because I was like, "Can you fit him in?" They're like, "Well, do you mind?" And this is something de-stress would have done. we can cut his hair while we talk about your wedding hair. Perfect. That's so something de-stress would have
Yes.
done.
Yes.
You know.
So they run it very well. So if you have a salon like they do, I could see where I could see de-stress doing
But
it.
the way
But
I would
don't
set it up.
do it.
Yeah, no, the way I would set it up is hair would have its own room.
Absolutely.
Because the environment for hair is different. It needs to be fun and upbeat
And you
music.
need a soundproof wall between
Yes,
it.
because you need to be able to do the hair dryers, blow dryers, and then you need to have a separate room for
Where it's peaceful
spa
and
man.
calm.
Okay.
Yes.
The Dillard's Day Spa, if you have one in your area, if they're set up
Oh,
the way
I don't
was
know.
more
They're
fair-
all set up like that. It's incredible.
It's the most incredible thing because you cannot hear the salon side at all. You see it when
No.
you walk in, but then you go into like spa land and
You
they-
go through these glass doors and suddenly you're in this calm oasis.
Yes.
So-
and it's a small space, at least the one in our Dillard's in Norfolk. So
if I had
small.
to go back and recreate de-stress all over again, I might consider doing it. But this is what held me back from doing it was, once again, I like to have a licensure in whatever we offer. I didn't want to go to hair school. I was 36. I had just gone through all the massage school. And then by the time I thought about that, I was in my 40s. So I didn't want to go back to school. So that's what held me back. But if it were my mom and daughter and we were getting along and we could meld our business practices, I might consider it.
You don't want me doing hair.
No.
That would be no amount of Tabitha inspiration. By the way, if anybody in this audience knows Tabitha, we love her very much.
Oh my God.
I adore her.
I used to watch her and then I go into de-stress, go, okay, would this pass the Tabitha test?
Yes. You need to find those episodes. That show was damn good.
Oh my God, she was awesome.
But the other thing is this: we don't. I've gotten this a lot. Do you guys ever bring guests on? No. Because
we toy with it every now and then, and maybe down the road somewhere we're bored with each other. Maybe,
but,
we can always change, but not right now.
No, and the reason why, honestly, is that
we have enough shit to talk about.
We have enough shit to talk about, but two is that I am very conscious of I never want to waste your time and your money, and so when we bring guests on, typically they have an agenda. So the only agenda I want to follow is ours.
That's true.
Yeah.
There was one question that was posed. I was kind of interested in, and maybe we need to do a follow-up podcast on this. I don't want to go into all of it again. Was about independent contractors. We can't answer it a whole lot better than we did in that one podcast.
I'll have to find that podcast.
Yeah, you need to go back. It was like 5 or 6 podcasts ago. You need to go back and re-explore that. The bottom line is, Mona and I are not legal advice.
No.
So you need to research it through AMTA, through your tax laws, and through an attorney.
Yes.
So you might be asking about the emotional issues of how I control these independent contractors.
We don't.
I don't.
We can't. You cannot control, even employees you can't.
But however, these people that work for me respect me and I respect them. So we come to an agreement with each other of this is how I think it should work. And they'll say, okay, I'm going to try to. And sometimes they'll say, no, I can't do it that way. So there's a fine line in it, but they can come and go as they please.
The best thing I can tell you, whenever you're partnered with someone in your business, whether it's, again, and even if it's something like, like we only refer to one chiropractor because their core values match ours.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
And I'm comfortable with that.
Or like the brands that we recommend as Spapreneur, we only recommend brands where core values match us.
It doesn't mean there aren't others good out there. It just means
these are the ones that
we feel confident in.
Yeah, so that's why. So whenever you're bringing somebody into your business, do the core values match? And they don't have to be identical, but are they complementary to each other? That's really, and then again, look for people who maybe your weaknesses are their strengths. That's always a good idea when looking for partners.
I guess because I couldn't tell you what my weakness was when I started out.
I think your weakness was you didn't know anything, so like just try.
But wasn't that a strength?
I think that was a strength, to be honest with you. I mean, I think you guys have it a lot harder than Lynn did back in the day. Lynn had her own struggles, but there wasn't a lot of this competition.
Yeah, but I had somebody paying the bills, so that I wasn't trying to put food on the table, and I was just trying to go my merry way and be happy and build a business, and just my own personal little business, and God bless me. Doors opened. And I have been happy ever since, even though I am starting to go, how much longer am I going to do this? So I struggle with that almost daily.
Yeah.
But I'm making too much money, and I'm still having a lot of fun.
And we have Lyric now, thank God.
I freaking love Lyric.
We love Lyric so much.
Lyric.
We love you, Lyric, so much. So very much. Anyway, this is episode 50 of the podcast.
Yes.
Next week, we will be back. Actually, no. Next week is July 4th. We're going to take it off.
Yes.
Because America, we're still...
You're going to be out there eating hot dog, sausage, chicken,
Yes.
pools,
And again,
fireworks.
let us all remember something. I know right now is a time where people are saying a lot of things back and forth depending on which side of the aisle you're on. Just remember that we're all human beings and just be kind to one another.
Yes.
Try kindness first.
Yes.
Maybe that's the best rule we can say. And that's also in your business. When in doubt, be kind.
This is going to air on July 4th.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Okay, ignore me, folks. Ignore me. That's why I tell them at the front desk. Just ignore me.
This is why she's not responsible for scheduling the podcast episodes.
No. I know. Just ignore me. Yeah. All right.
Real quick though, we are very quickly. I don't have the date in front of me, but the incredible Christopher. His last name Page. Thank you, Christopher Page. He's one of our Spapreneur community members, but he's not actually a Spapreneur. He is a marketing expert who helps holistic based businesses because he believes in them. He and I will be doing a live Facebook lesson on
fun.
Facebook ads for free.
Okay, cool.
What's cool is that the live will be up for like 24 hours. I'll give you guys the dates. It'll be in the show notes. This is episode 50. So spapreneur.com/050. The replay will forever live in Spapreneur community.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. I want to give one last shout out. I believe his name is Ben.
We love you so much,
Oh
Ben.
my God. I was so touched and so uplifted by your positive message that you shared. You're my kind of guy. If you ever move up here, dude, you are coming to work for me.
I think Ben should come to Spapreneur Live.
We're
selling tickets, guys. Spapreneur
that
Live.
was awesome.
I'm going to read it. He posted on June 15th. Hello, Spapreneur friends. It's Friday. For many of us, that means nothing. We work 7 days a week, but we can still pour ourselves a glass of wine and pretend, can't we? I know most of the time we use this group as a way to vet ideas and vent. Today, however, I feel inspired to simply send some encouragement out to our little spa community. Each of you are amazing, talented, and full of potential. Sometimes your business, no matter how big or small, will throw you curveballs. Sometimes life will throw you curveballs. Keep your head up. Remember that great entrepreneurs have extreme patience. Roadblocks can always teach us something, and bad days help us appreciate the good ones. Keep your chin up, and don't forget you are special, and have a great weekend.
That alone made me want to go see him.
Yeah.
Just that. Such positive, wonderful vibes. Love it, love it, love
Yes.
it.
So Ben Willis, and I think that's what I'm most proud of right now at episode 50 of Spapreneur. Again, when we started this podcast, we didn't know what we were doing. We were like, let's just sit in the closet and talk about day spas.
And we were like, they're never going to believe the stories that we have to tell.
And we didn't think anybody would listen. I mean, seriously, I'm like, there's no way. I mean, guys, right now, the podcast is downloaded 3,000 times a month now.
Oh, that's fun.
That's crazy. Like, in terms of podcasting for...
1,000 of those are me.
Okay.
No. I'm still too busy listening to Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's true. We're listening to Ready Player One right now.
I know. I know.
Nunn.
Little man told me.
Yes, he's very excited. He got to see War Games the other day. He's now, indoctrinated nerd. Anyway, but Ben and to Joanna and Beth Wade and Texas
All of you
Beth
guys.
and
It's just
Eleanor
that Ben
and
stood out
Denise.
at that one time.
But seriously, Erica Olson and Kiki and Chelsea and Carolyn and Rebecca Blumfield.
Erica, I will come your way one day.
Yeah, Rebecca Blumfield from Badass Bodywork, because she was a huge supporter of
Yes.
us in the beginning. She still is a big supporter of us.
She's awesome.
We really appreciate your guidance and what you're doing in our industry. But listen, guys, this podcast we do every week, not because we like to hear ourselves talk. We talk in our heads enough.
Oh, God, the voices in my head are so loud half the time I don't hear everybody else talking to me.
Exactly. So we do this for you. So please, 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 if you have ideas, if you have questions, go to our Spapreneur Facebook group. It's not going anywhere. And ask those questions. I will be honest with you, though. Lynn and I probably won't answer in that group because we have a paid community and we owe it to them. But we probably will answer on the podcast.
Yeah.
And it'll be superficial. But we've got different areas. But we always want to have this podcast and the Facebook community because we know some of you, money is tight. And this should not be about the money for us. We really are just trying to build a culture and a community of Spapreneurs who just know, you know what? It's okay to be yourself.
Because, face it, it's a tough, naked world out there.
Seriously, I mean, you're already having to deal with like hairy backs and like back acne. Ew. Seriously. So,
and butt cheeks when they open that smell.
or
That's
like,
a whole nother episode.
Oh my God. Or like, okay, so yesterday I was getting massaged by Quayla and I could feel a fart coming. And I'm like, no, And I felt so bad because I couldn't hold it.
And we know that because
Yes.
your butt cheeks clenched. It's like, why are your glutes so tight?
Because I'm trying to prevent, but luckily I don't need dairy anymore, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, so thank you guys for making it to episode 50. Again, next week we're taking off because Happy Independence Day, America.
Yay! I'll be
Yay!
at the lake.
I will not, because we'll be recovering from taking the tiny human to Imagine Dragons for her birthday. Shh, she doesn't know yet. All right, Spapreneurs, we'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Need more actionable steps to get your spa headed in the right direction? Head to spapreneur.com where we've got the tools, tricks, and methods to making your spa as successful as it can be. Spapreneur.com.